My name is Maddie Post, and my research is on the stereotype of the ecological Indian. This is an image you're familiar with and have probably believed in for most of your life. The ecological Indian is the idea that American Indians are connected to the environment. We see this in movies such as Disney's Pocahontas or James Cameron's Avatar. Or you may recognize it from recent protests over the Dakota Access Pipeline, in which the Standing Rock Sioux were called water protectors. These are depictions of Indigenous people as protectors of the planet, with deep spiritual connections to the environment. And this is a positive thing, right? What's wrong with being associated with conservation and environmentalism? Well, for one, it's an image that doesn't capture the complex and diverse relationships that Indigenous peoples have to the environment. And for another, this has shaped American Indian natural resource rights for centuries. It even shaped natural resource rights for a tribe here in Wisconsin, just 2 hours north of Eau Claire. My research was an examination of this stereotype in the Winter Dam lawsuit of 1971 between the Lakota Reservation and Xcel Energy's predecessor, the Northern States Power Company. In 1921, the Federal Power Commission granted the power company a license to build a dam on the Lakota land. The tribe opposed the construction of this dam because it violated their sovereignty. When the dam's license was up in 1971, the Lakota filed a lawsuit against the power company, suing for unfulfilled treaty agreements. This lawsuit was about sovereignty, but as I read documents from this case, I found that the dialogue on the lawsuit wasn't about how this was an issue of sovereignty. I found that a lot of it was about how the tribe should reclaim their land because they were environmentalists. Because of the notion of the ecological Indian, American Indians were a mascot for environmentalists. Testimonies in this lawsuit refer to the tribe as protectors of the land. Because of this rhetoric, the Lakota gained support and they won this lawsuit. This stereotype helped them in this lawsuit, but it only further promoted a harmful and one-dimensional stereotype. And the ironic part of this case is that after they won, the tribe used the dam to generate power, which they now sell for profit, which just proves that this case wasn't about environmentalism. It was about sovereignty. The ecological Indian stereotype is still present today. We saw this rhetoric in the Dakota Access Pipeline controversy, and we'll see it again. Issues of natural resource rights are ongoing for American Indians. It's time we start treating them as issues of sovereignty. Reservations deserve natural resource rights because they have a right to their own economic and political well-being, not because of an image that reduces them to a one-dimensional stereotype. American Indians are not mascots for environmentalism, and it's time we stop treating them as such. Thank you.
Yes, I'm very curious. What brought you to explore this? Since it was so far back.
So I was interested in looking into this dam being built on the tribe's land. I actually saw it in an exhibit at the Chippewa Valley Museum, and I was very interested in that. And then I found that the legal papers of the attorney who worked for the tribe were actually at the UW-McIntyre Special Archives. And I began looking through them, and I found that this stereotype was very present in these testimonies and these briefs and these newspaper articles. So then I began to research that, and that's what got me into it.
When was the original dam built?
1923 it was built, and the license was granted in 1921.